Russell Wrestles the Relatives by Cindy Chambers Johnson. Illustrated by Daniel Duncan. There was only one day left until Russell's family reunion. Everyone was excited. Everyone except Russell. Family reunions meant lots of hugging, handshaking, and hair tussling. And Russell's relatives? Well, they were a bit more enthusiastic than most. They were bigger than most. They were brawnier than most. They were wrestlers. Russell's granddaddy was the Texas Tickler. He'd been perfecting his famous Texas tickle hold for the better part of a century. The only wrestler who could beat him was Russell's Grammy, Dorothy the Dropper, with her Kansas Crusher. Every one of Russell's aunts, uncles, and cousins was a wrestler. They were sure to greet him with humongous hugs and Herculean handshakes. Russell was small and scrawny. He'd be squished like a toothpaste tube. He had to do something to save himself. He needed a plan. Master Disaster Diversion Plan. Run and hide. In the dog bed? Behind the ferns? On top of the fridge? Reunion day arrived, faster than a 2-second count. At the sound of the bell, Russell ran and hid in the laundry basket. He thought he was safe. Until Mom caught him in an ankle hold. "What are you doing in there?" She switched to a wrist lock. "Come say hello." "Hey, Russell!" His cousins Lori and Tori, the twin tornadoes, tag team him with back-to-back backbusters. Whap, whop, whoosh! Russell slid across the floor. Help! Where Uncle Iron Arm Murphy caught Russell's hand in his vice grip. "Nice to see you, young man," he bellowed, and gave Russell the earthquake shake. Russell vibrated from head to toe. When Uncle Iron Arm finally released him, Russell rumbled right into the arms of his cousin Cora, the cleaner. She grabbed him in her washing machine hold. "You're even cuter than in your pictures." Russell squeaked, "You too." When Cora started the spin cycle, Russell thought he was a goner. How could he run and hide if he couldn't get away? His belly flip-flopped, his head swam, he gasped, and his stomach sucked in as skinny as a snake's. Then, to his surprise, he slid right out of Cora's grasp. "Nice move," Lori said. "Move?" Russell asked, inching towards the plant stand. "What's that called?" Tori asked. The slippery sidewinder." Just then, Uncle Louie the Loon advanced for a tussle tangler. When Russell saw his big hand coming at him, he ducked and covered his head. "Hey, the duck and cover," Uncle Louie said. "You're a fast thinker." "Who, me?" Russell was so astonished he didn't notice Aunt Patty the pincher sneaking up until she lunged. He wiggled like a worm and saved his cheeks in the nick of time. Pretty soon he was making up moves left and right. The jumping bean was excellent against Aunt Franny the Flapper's Lindy Hop Bop. Uncle El Monstruo Morty had to use Russell's duck and cover when Russell used the twist and shout. He even kept Granddaddy and his Texas tickle hold at arm's length by moving in with a knuckle knocker. Russell puffed out his chest. "Who is Russell the Wrestler's next challenger?" he shouted, and backed right into Grammy Dorothy. "My sweet Russell!" She grabbed him in her Kansas Crusher. Russell tried the slippery sidewinder, but Grammy hung on. He used his wiggle worm. Grammy squeezed tighter. Even the twist and shout was no match for Grammy's grip. Russell was almost ready to throw in the towel. He rested his head on Grammy's shoulder. He was down for the count. Or was there one more move he could try? Russell raised his chin. He puckered his lips. He planted a big wet smacker on Grammy's cheek. A grin spread across Grammy's face. Her knees buckled. She swooned. Super Grammy Smackdown! Russell's smile was wider than a championship belt. Until, hey, where's mine? Everybody wanted a Smackdown smooch. The end. Here's your champion.